can pull off another miracle reverse sweep, the likes of which we haven't seen since Season 1. From that.
You know, yeah.
Other teams have been able to do it, but
certainly has not been the season for them to look like the miraculous heroes. I did see that someone was posting about how Krong has had experience on Detonator playing the Diva, which makes sense because it's an overlapping role to what his role was on the Orcas, you know, for as brief of a time as that team existed. But yeah, I mean, his Diva has been quite good today. Climax going to scout out the comp here. Might actually stick with this, given they're running a comp that's very diveable. Rain with the pocket. Mercy for the Genji. We haven't seen that in a long while since Adora was playing Genji for the Foxes. Now he's going to back cap attempt this to pull the attention away.
Yeah, Undyne is going to be slowly walking towards him here with the Brigitte. Climax will take a shots here from the side. Meanwhile, up onto the high ground, Arrow going to be spamming away. Reflection coming down. Oberon nearly gets dropped. Desperately trying to heal him back up. Armor packs and bio nades. The only thing that they can rely on. Bianca going to get knocked out of the back. Krong able to do that. Now they have to make their way back in over onto the point where O2 team has already gained the first tick. Now going to be looking for the second. Push around the side. Looking to finish off the Baby Diva. Dashes through. Final melee hit. Gets that. Tries to have the deflection. Tuba just managed to take down Arrow with that satchel charge. And Fuse finds Highly with the bio nade. Still though, O2 team to move up closer to finishing off this map. Arrow taking a ton of damage here into the back 9 HP. Oh, just had to melee him, Yaki! Why didn't you just smack him with a rifle? He'll go down now. Oberon and Tuba both get dropped. O2 team looking for a 6.5 minute time bank here after capping A.
Now, we very rarely in this meta will ever say that if you're not running 3-3 double cap is really a big thing. But with the ults that O2 has, I mean, we're looking at an EMP into Nanoblade here with Valkyrie for the sustain, plus Diva Bomb. I mean, they have the big 6. Like, I mean, how can you not double cap this?
You can damage boost his Nanoblade.
You can. All right, here we go.
That's what they're going to go for. Wiley takes a bit of damage there. Climax going to get popped. Tuba finds that first kill. Nanoblade does come out. Bianca knocked out of the mech and eliminated. Yaki going to go down the tire. Does come through from Tuba, but that's a 3-for-2 exchange, and the ticks are still coming in for O2. Second nearly there. They get halfway. Fuse going to get finished off. Undyne going to get dropped. O2 team looking very well prepared here on this map. MVP space, can they string together a defense last long enough to stabilize? Swap over from Oberon here onto the Wrecking Ball. Bianca knocked out of the mech already. Demands to find a pick off on a Rain. Highly jumped on, pulling down below half HP. Oberon going to be eliminated, but Climax and Highly both go down. Bianca now taken out by Arrow. Undyne going to get eliminated. Fuse is swapped over onto the main, desperately trying to delay this. The green wall comes up. Shout out to Houston, but I don't know if this is going to be enough. Fuse is gone. Krong eliminated. Oberon back in onto the Wrecking Ball. And it seems like maybe they have just been able to hold this off long enough. Tuba building up a pulse bomb in the meantime. Will be swapping off the Tracer because he doesn't even want to mess with this.
So the, you know that chart with the brain and the bigger brain and the biggest brain,
the galaxy like, brain and all that.
Yeah. Well, like the bigger brain play is like, well, we've got now another Dragon Blade ready. We've got a few. We're gonna support ultimates ready. We're gonna go for this, but the biggest brain play is actually just to switch back to goats and go for the sustained push because you
pin in. Wiley pooped off the high ground, trying to escape. Yeah, he's dead.
He's dead.
There's no way.
But yeah, just to finish this point really quick, as they do chase them away, you know that they had to swap heroes to survive there on the point. So if you swap to goats immediately after dying and getting reset there, then you're on even ults, worst case. And as you can see, they're even slightly ahead in some ults here. You know, Climax in particular, 10% ahead. So this is how you want to efficiently get that last tick.
Well, they got very close, 91.4% the final score there as they got pushed off. Still have well over 4 minutes to try to close this out. So wrap around the backhand side of the map. Not seen this maneuver, really. Now pushing their way up. Wiley taking a lot of damage, and Arrow already going to get dropped. Now Wiley will go down. And this should be just another cleanup time for MVP space to try to get that grab over onto Yaki.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a reason why I don't see that maneuver too often, but the idea was to make that the ultimate 3-3 eco push, because when they dropped down from the high ground as they went over this catwalk, they built a ton of ult charge because they did a lot of damage. They were never going to win that fight, but they got a grab. They have the rally ready now. Sport ultimates are up, so it was a good way to make sure that this next push has the ults ready.
Shatter down from Oberon, charge forward. Wiley gonna get taken out. Oberon stunned up here for the moment, but he's gonna be fine. Loss of the Reinhardt is way too devastating for O2. They have the kite back, and now they lose out on that Transcendence.
Yeah, so backing away is MVP space now, knowing that that was a pretty efficient hold. Just looking for this, stopping them here in this choke.
Push down. Who's coming through. Fusery joining with his squad. Wiley trying to push forward. Grabs on Surge, comes in. Krong and Wiley both to get locked up and taken out.
Yeah, this time bank is fading very quickly now for O2 already, or sorry, O2 team, excuse me, formerly O2 already.
Old habits, old names die hard.
They do. Trust me, man, all the StarCraft 2 players swap their names every week at the beginning of the scene, man. I was like losing my mind. But anyways, that's another story for another time. Many stories for many other times. But O2 tried to kind of, I mean, they baited out a grab, I guess, but they didn't get anything else. Like, they wanted the Transcendence so they could use their next attack with a big grab. They're going to actually have to get a Shatter into a grab now if they want this push to work. That's why they're taking this high ground approach. Wiley wants to jump down and hit that, but MVP space is too well positioned. They're just moving away from O2.
Yeah, they're just kiting backwards. On the back foot, but still in control here at the moment. Oberon, Shatter online, going to be looking for that opportunity. Shield gets dropped in the moment. Oh, slams it down, but the shield's still up now. Wiley completely blocks that one. Can he answer with a big Shatter of his own? Bombs are out from both the Divas, looking for the big offs. Rain going to be taken out. Wiley drops the hammer, but doesn't find anything. Now Arrow under fire. Tries to sway back over to that health pack. Does manage to stay alive, but Wiley gets dropped again. And things start looking worse and worse for O2 team, who now have 1 minute and 30 left on the clock. Pushing forward, cleaning up kills. Bianca gets rid of Krong. Climax is going to get taken out.
That was their best shot, and I think it was a pretty bungled attempt, unfortunately. Even with Oberon's really aggressive missed Shatter, I mean, they just could not capitalize. They had Highly ult too early, and MVP Space had all the answers. Now Yaki's got a grab of his own. So this push for O2 is going to have to be like a Hail Mary. There's no tools, there's no initiation, and MVP Space has every answer. As long as they don't mess this up, MVP Space should be able to hold this and prevent full completion. One more shot here for O2.
Yeah, realistically, could be the final approach here.
Yaki's hiding.
Super secret ancient Yaki here. Does get spotted. Rejoins with the squad. Realizes it's a little bit too dangerous. But now, high energy. Grab comes down, locks him up. Arrow, the first one to fall. Pin comes through. Wiley will be going down as Krong gets taken out of the mech, and this
should be staggered.
Yeah, this is not looking good. Highly going to get finished off here right at the end. Bianca does manage to take him out.
If Krong is staggered here, look, he even has the remech, but if he uses it, he'll just immediately be killed.
Yep, there you go.
Tagging onto the point here is going to be a challenge. Wiley is going to have to kind of charge his way in. You'd have to think 10 seconds to go. Wow, they're even further delaying.
Yeah, into the back. They're going to catch him off guard. They zone him back even further. Charge is going to be used. Wiley's dead as soon as he arrives. Grab comes out. The Transcendence is there for Mundine. They do manage to get the tag into the back of the point. Arrow had him swapped over onto the Wrecking Ball. Picks that one up. That heat ball so very low. He has to try to get out of that. Krong now holding on to that self-destruct. Will use it. Oberon has the shield up, and Krong cannot make it back into the mech. The Wrecking Ball is gone. Climax trying to push his way in. Rain as well. Jumping around like a madman. Wiley shows up, tries to drop the hammer, but gets taken out himself. This should just about be it. Highly will swap over onto the Doomfist. Won't even get the touch of the point. So they get very close. 94%, I believe, for O2 team. But they managed to hold it off. Very well done on the defense from MVP.
Yeah, and MVP, oh so close to winning another series here. All they need is 3 ticks on B. It's a done deal. O2, we're so close to getting the double cap with the massive 6 ults they built on A, the EMP into the Nano Blade, the Valkyrie. It was all there. They just couldn't get that last 9%, I believe it was, maybe even 8.5% that they needed. 8.6. And that's so rough, because after that, 4 minutes of time felt like they passed in an instant because they just could not make any of their follow-up attacks really hold water. And for now, MVP Space, they can, if they feel comfortable, and I think there's a pretty high chance they will, they could just run 3-3. And if they rush into A and get it easily and go for the more traditional double cap that we see all the time on Horizon, then that's all she wrote. The map's over. Series is over with it. They are, however, showing Doomfist Genji at the moment, as we can see in our UI. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to commit to that, but
yeah,
with the Winston lock-in, it seems more likely. Ana as well. This absolutely could be real.
Okay.
But is Yaki, of course, so he's a very good Doomfist player, and we can see insta-blow up, insta-burst on single targets, especially the supports in the back line.
Well, they're at least scouting for now, trying to figure out what it is, and they're like, oh yeah, hey look, it's a 3-3. Let's go 3-3.
They might have thought it was going to be Climax's Widow, and that this would be a way to get in the back line and dive it, knock the Orisa off, but yep, just 3-3. Oh well.
We were so close. Well, speaking of close, right around the corner, it's going to be O2 team waiting. Here for MVP, they push up, Tuba going to be falling low. Fuse tagged up a bit, actually picked off. Climax comes up with the opening kill here. So MVP Space going to have to try and take a couple steps back, which means that O2 team are going to feel very comfortable moving forward. Climax, however, maybe a little bit too far forward. Bubble comes in right at the last second to save his life as he gets about 45 HP.
That was super greedy by Climax, but I can't fault him. He gets away with it. But now they're on the point. MVP Space is, and O2 is a little bit out of position. They have the longer run back for that trade we just had.
Yeah, he barely gets away with it, but does do wonders for his support's ult charge. But now they have to get back over onto the point. 2 ticks going to be surrendered for free. Wiley now pushing up by himself. Transcendence will be there. Matched here by the Zenyatta's. Shatter coming down. Entering Shatter out from Wiley is absolutely huge. 1 for 1 so far. Fuse for Arrow. Now Krong going to be popped out of the back and eliminated. The pilot form cannot stay alive. Wiley dead. Highly Climax. Everybody will get dropped. That'll be the cap. 6:29 on the clock. MVP Space did have to use some of their ultimates here. So the snowball is highly unlikely.
You're very right about that. Climax holds the grab they didn't get to use in the last second of that fight. Now they can't be losing Krong super early though, or this could happen just vanilla.
Well, already 1 tick going to be coming through. Climax uses that Graviton Surge, self-destructing into the air. The shield's going to be good. Oberon keeps them protected, and Bianca makes it back into the back. Tuba, however, will be taken down, and Oberon now will fall. O2 team going to be chasing forward, looking for that additional charge, and any of those staggers that they could possibly find. Seems like Fuse might be one of the only ones, but as I do say, that Yaki as well will be taken out. Bianca gonna lose the mechas. Okay, that wasn't good.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. But MVP got a tick out of that. That was pretty quick. Sorry, what?
So why did he fly up instead of back into the spawn room?
I mean, sometimes you get these weird angles. He was swapped, so lost his ult charge, but not the end of the world here. But they did burn out that grab from O2, so this is going to be an easier eco push to make happen. They're going to commit the trans.
Yeah, Transcendence to come in. They know that they don't have a grab yet on the side of O2 team, but they can build up one in the longer fight. Answering Transcendence out from Highly. Yaki still going to be holding on to the Graviton Surge. Now going to use it, pitting it into the wall. The Shatter comes out, locks up two. Tuba and Oberon both taken so low. Tuba going to be eliminated. Bianca knocked out of the mech.
Oberon the
Shatter
play.
comes in. Krong popped out of the mech. That's the only casualty really so far on the side of O2 team. MVP spacing it closer, so very close to getting that next tick to come through to try to keep advancing forward. 0.1% away. Cannot quite get over that threshold. Will bounce back to 1 tick.
That was like, I don't even know how to describe how magnificent that team fight was on both sides. It was basically perfectly played, back and forth, old trades. The winner, I think, of this is actually O2, who burns through more of that remaining time.
I mean, if it was 2 ticks gained, it would be so good for him to be spaced. But the fact that it goes back down to 1.
They have their support ultimates still too. O2 does.
Yeah, Arrow taking a lot of damage. Transcendence will come through the bot from Krong. Manages to find Tuba, pin in onto Oberon, takes him away from the fight. Transcendence, however, from Undyne will keep him alive, but he can't save Yaki's life. And now they're on the back foot again, trying to retreat, but getting picked off one after the other. 100 energy here from Climax, wraps around the side. Going to cut off anybody that he can find. Fantastically done here on the defense so far from O2 team. Still a lot of time bank, however, to chew up.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of time they have to chew through, as you say, but they have the better ults, they have the positional advantage. They can even continue to use Climax with 85 energy to just chunk up that last part of the grab. I mean, they're about to have that too. And MVP Space needs to be more efficient with their ultimates. They're kind of crashing in like they're trying to crash the party here with these ults, but they're not using them with a lot of finesse, which gives O2 a lot of counterplay potential with their support ultimates, which we've seen so many times. And then the follow-up grabs we're seeing later from Climax, but better timed. If you can use it second, you're always the winner as long as nobody dies when your opponent grabs first. MVP, it can't even get out of this choke right now. Okay, they're looking for a big grab.
Pushing their way down, Yaki is going to be around 50 energy here for the moment. Rallies down from Arrow. Everybody already armored up, so that's why MVP Space are playing back. They're just letting the rally go away. Now will be expiring, pushing around the side. Yaki has not been able to build up any energy. In fact, has halved it. Shield comes down, now going to be building up. Grab still going to be held from both sides. Shatter comes down, the sound barriers there from Fuse, and Fuse comes up the first kill, taking out Wiley. The back of that Shatter. Marathon Surge comes in, bombs over to the side. The shields are going to be up. MVP Space keep themselves healthy. They haven't been able to find any other kills other than Wiley. Overall now going to be locked up for the kill onto the enemy Ryan. They're able to find it. Climax follows up for another kill there on the Tuba. They really lose out on to their own brig, but Arrow does manage to stay alive. Krong going to get popped out of the mech here at the end, but Yaki is eliminated in MVP Space. Suddenly, they have to be worried about being held off.
And for, I believe, the third time in a row now, as I just pointed out, Climax waits until Yaki grabs. They survive with their support ultimates, and he grabs second, gets the second grab here. They turn it around with Arrow coming out, getting that opening kill. He's going to have another rally ready, and it's just like I'm watching history repeat itself here with these engages for MVP Space, where they're not taking the most favorable engage, they're taking every engage because they had a big time bank, but it's going away fast.
Yes, it is. A minute and 45 going to be remaining here as the rally comes down on both sides. They try to stay alive. Armor going through on MVP Space. Over on now. Shatter online. Still at half HP. Drops the hammer. Transcendence right up into the face of Fire Strike. However, will still find the first kill. His arrow will get dropped. Transcendence now expiring. Undyne keeps up top. Dump the charge into the side. Krong popped out of the mech. MVP Space looking good here on this final push. In onto the point, ticking up, getting closer and closer. The grab will come down. Oberon is going to be holding the shield. Arrow swapping over onto the Hammond. Drops back in. Second tick finally does come through. They advance a bit closer. Just 10% now about. Wiley tries to drop the hammer, taken out in the middle of the cast. Arrow and Krong in onto the point. The pick there from Bianca. The bomb gets rid of Arrow. They take him out and they finally finish it off. MVP. They get the double cap. They take the series with a 3-0 start.
MVP Space definitely looking dominant again tonight. There were some questionable team fights there at the end of Horizon, but it didn't feel like MVP had lost form per se. It more so felt like they were impatient. They just wanted to end the map. They had so much time. Against a tougher opponent, this might have become an issue. Against Runaway next week, engaging like that probably won't net you that final tick, won't net you the victory, but against O2 tonight, eventually the fourth time was the charm, I guess, and they were able to take the fight, trading up on ultimates. But it was definitely a little bit tougher there on Horizon than our first two maps, where they kind of swept, I'd say, effortlessly. But they still look in full form, and for O2, unfortunately, that's the end of the series. We'll have one more map of their choosing. Without Humbaba tonight, it's been rough. Yeah. I think that Krong's been a decent stand-in, and honestly, Climax has had a great night of Zarya, so that's not really the reason why they're losing. It's just that MVP Space's players are more experienced, and they're mechanically stronger. Yaki is still making a case for top 3 Zarya in Korea right now, not to mention his other parts of his hero pool, which are quite extensive.
Well, one final map pick here for O2 team. The last 2 times out, they have been on Route 66 versus Runaway, and Geekstar did play on Dorado versus Blossom. We're able to full hold them. Do they want to shift back? Because O2 has, they have shown us today that they are willing to try some different compositions. And so I think that honestly, either map pick for them is good. Dorado is a map where they have a victory as far as Escort's concerned. The only win on Escort that they have so far this season, but then they could go for the insanity and the chaos of the quad DPS if they go to Route 66.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking too. You've got Arrow and Climax already in the lineup right now. You don't even have to sub. You just go straight into Route 66, play the quad DPS, see how MVP space fares against it. It starts to feel like it's like, sorry about that. But no, it starts to feel like that's actually, as crazy as it sounds, like the most reasonable option for them at the moment. Because, I mean, if you're trying to go to Dorado and play straight up, then...
Oh, just melee him, dude. That's all you had to do.
It's tough in those situations to make the right call, especially when he's zipping by you 1,000 miles an hour. All right, look at this. They have all their ults. Oh, I wanted to see the longer fight again.
They never show you the longer fight.
They just wanted to see like 2 people die to a Genji blade without any context. Okay.
And so somebody can watch the highlights later and they'll be like, oh my god, I have to watch this game like there was a
People
Genji.
need to know. People need to know, like, when you watch like the highlight clips on Reddit, they're always hyped because they're like a minute long or a minute and a half long, where you see the whole context of why what just happened was amazing. Like, this is not like Counter-Strike where you get like a 3-second frag clip of somebody getting 2 headshots and it's like amazing. You can see why it's amazing in 3 seconds. Not in Overwatch, I'm sorry.
If it's like a Widowmaker highlight clip.
Maybe a Widowmaker or a McCree, perhaps.
Yeah. Like, you know, Shore4's not Reddit post.
Yes.
That happened. That was still pretty impressive, even if you didn't get the last kill.
But those things don't happen in this meta, Achilios. This is the bad highlight clip meta.
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, somehow we had the 5-man bomb from Cleston yesterday. No one clipped it and posted it. I was amazed by that.
Yeah.
I was like, really? It wasn't a bigger bang combo, which is so very common in this meta.
I think
it was just a natural bomb toss that happened to get a 5K, and no one posted this.
I think it comes from the fact that there was no lead up, kind of like what I'm talking about. Like, it was kind of like a 2-second thing where I was like, oh, suddenly they're all dead, but there was no tension or lead up, or we didn't even really see it properly on screen. I think that's why, Achilles. The Reddit clippers, man, they knew that it was a bad clip. They didn't clip it.
It could be. But here we go. Still no swap, so no Evo here today. No Wikid. And it will be Route 66, chosen by O2 team.
We don't know what form of Route 66. Was it going to be O2 shape of a goat? Or form of 4 DPS, hoping for the best?
I have no idea. I don't know. Pandora's box. The chaos unleashed, but the hope of walking away with a victory.
If they just 3-3 here and have a good map, I can't blame them. But I feel like trying to quad deep is trying to do something different and catching MVP space off guard. Even though it's somewhat predictable, might be the better plan. Well, look at that.
We should mention with this victory, MVP space is locked in their playoff spot.
True. Yes.
So we'll be advancing into the round of 8.
That is correct.
And their final matchup next week will be against Runaway.
Yeah, so that's very exciting.
So could determine first place. We'll see what the score lines look exactly like after.
Well, with this win, you know, and very likely the 4-0. It's pretty likely that the winner of that match will take first.
Okay, so it's not quad, but I'll take it. Wait, never mind.
See, you had to just get excited. You had to get hyped
It's
about
just
it.
gonna be the 3-3.
Yeah, you had to get excited about it, Achilles. We're gonna have a fun time if you could have just held it in until they were all walked out. But no, you just had to say quad DPS. Those words had to come out of your mouth.
I got excited. I didn't realize that DPS was like KT Rolster, and I can't get excited about it, Wolf.
You thought with DPS in this game was with guns? No, it's with flails and hammers.
Well, that's going to be Climax, able to find the first kill at least. Fuse answering one back, taking out Rain with that right click. Fuse will be taken down, so O2 trying to trade up, but Fuse is really just shutting him down at every twist and turn. You got a kill on Krong. Let me see it, Fuse. It's not happening yet. Cart going to still keep inching forward as they finish off Bianca. Fuse does get taken down finally by Arrow. Mace to the face punishes the bloodthirsty Lucio.
Look, all they needed to do was just shoot one rocket with a Pharah, and then MVP space was in disarray. Now they could just take this push for free. Like, what is happening? MVP space is going to contest, of course, one more time, but they've got no ults. O2. has Climax control on this high ground. Like, this is going to be a tough fight to take for MVP Space.
They both got Transcendence, but Krong maybe can find some decent picks here. And that's on the struck. Climax pushing forward, building up that energy, getting closer and closer to that grab. Wow, surges forward, now going to have it online. Does he even need to use it is the question, because I think the answer is probably no, and yeah, there we go. Now we know. Finally pushes up, gets a kill there onto Undyne. That'll just be the wipe. Bianca staggered here at the end.
Okay, well, this is starting to look really similar to Hollywood. Ouch.
Taking him for a ride.
Oh,
he's gonna leave there. He's like, and now go jump off the side of the map. That is hilarious.
That is absolutely hilarious. If it was intentional, I mean, extra pound on the back. I doubt it was, by the way. Worked out.
I would hope it was intentional. Wiley had so many walls he could have hit.
This is, well, I mean, I'm sure, like, he tried to avoid them. I just don't think when he pressed the charge button, he thought he'd get away.
That is one of the best staggers I've ever seen.
Look, this is snowbally as hell right now for O2.
It is, yeah. That's going to be the grab straight in onto the dumpster. Trying to shove MVP inside, will not be able to do so. Do manage to stay alive here. Undyne now going to be building up closer. Grab down nearly online for him. Or Transcendence nearly online for him. Bombs down to the back of the grab. Will not be able to find a pickoff. Sound barrier through from Fuse. Rain's now expiring. MVP Space is looking to finally win a fight and shut down this push. Strong will be popped out of the mech. Only thing really happening so far in this whole mess of a fight. Oberon falling dangerously low, but Undyne saves his life with said Transcendence pushing forward. Oberon is going to be swinging away. Gets the kill onto Wiley and just hold on to this shatter.
Yep. So finally, MVP Space gets control, and similarly to Hollywood on the attack scenario we had for MVP Space, this is similar on the defense now, where they have the ults here to try to hold these chokes. Yaki's 10% away, actually, so even though Oberon has the shatter, they're not going to be able to commit to the big hold. They're going to go for the small mine shaft hold here.
So they're on the Oberon.
Interrupting his shatter.
Not going to be able to lock him down. Zuba will get taken down in the meantime. Fuse trying to escape, but Arrow hot on his heels. Does manage to hound him down and take him out. Bianca as well. And yeah, everything that MVP had kind of set up is just crumbled. And O2 will continue to steamroll through here on Route 66, just picking up where they left off.
Yeah, they wanted to go for the big shatter hold there without the grab, but they got interrupted by a really nice shield bash, so I believe that was what interrupted him. And that's all she writes. There you go. That's all she wrote, I should say.
That's all she writes.
That's all she writes, man. She only writes about the shield bash interrupts. That's all she writes about.
Messed up phrases, very common phrases.
She doesn't write non-fiction or fiction, man. She just writes about Brigada shield bashes. That's all she writes.
The early bird gets to eat, like,
yeah.
Start messing up everything. All right, well, moving up around the first corner inside the garage. Grab still going to be held by Climax. So many ultimates online for O2 team. Shadow's going to be coming down from Wiley, looking to lock him up. Doesn't really find a whole lot. 100 energy, however, is gained by Climax, so a very real threat on the Zarya. Playing around the side, maybe looking for a flank to throw down this grab. Transcendence is going to be in. Graviton Surge now coming out, locks him up. Bomb in on top, looking for the picks, and it's going to be a triple. Very nice setup of the charge through there. Bianca gets a quad in the end as Krong gets popped out of the mech and finished off here.
No! Yeah, that's how O2 feels as the momentum swiftly shifts out of their sails. Look, just because I was sync yesterday doesn't give me a pass on today, guys. I don't know. But anyways, O2's coming back in here. They've got a grab ready, but there's support ultimates at the ready, so this isn't going to be easy to pin into the wall and make work.
Oh man, Oberon stunned up, locked down, and eliminated.
Might get to hold that grab, to be honest.
Yeah, it's looking that way. 4 kills, now 5 over to the side of O2 team. Take them down. Sound barrier. They nearly have both support ultimates here. Everybody pretty much armored up, range, just a sliver of it remaining. With a shatter on the way as well. O2 looking fantastic here with 2:10 left on the time bank.
Good chance though for MVP Space to take back control of this cart. Grab is absorbed.
Oh no, it's just bad. Climax threw it straight onto the cart. Just nobody walked into it. Doesn't find anything, but Krong is looking to run it back. Gets a double ears. Bianca will get knocked out of the mech. Another shatter comes in from Wiley. And he finds multiple people, swings his way to a double kill there on the back end. Team Wipe comes through. And they're going to try to roll this one right into the station. They will be able to do so. Fuse cannot tag in time to stop it.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird, that team fight. The grab
It might as well have been absorbed.
Yeah, the grab completely ineffective, but it doesn't matter.
It would have been better because he would have started gaining percentage faster for the next one.
Well, MVP Space doesn't gain the, they don't get the sound barrier up in time. They don't trade up in the fight that way. So despite the fact that the grab coming out there from Climax was a whiff, they still are able to push this through. They get completion for the first time in this series. It's a little bit too late, unfortunately, to save them, but if they can have a good defense now here, then, at least they're able to take 1 point away from MVP Space and run away. I'll be thankful for that. But when you look at the setup here for MVP Space, we're going to see traditional 3-3. It's going to be, the normal attack, not a surprise. Fuse is on the Widow, but he's probably going to look for, if he sticks with it, one pop-up to see if he can get a kill, which he has done before. And he's going to see, are they in the container, are they sitting back? And otherwise, it's going to be everything you expected to see. I said earlier, this FPS game is more of a first-person swinger if you're playing the tanks at the front. I guess what is Rosaria's gun when she shoots that beam? Is she shooting it? I think she is. She's shooting it.
Yeah, it's not a sword. She's swinging around. She's shooting it.
Yeah, she's shooting it.
Well, let's see how they want to approach. Tuba's going to swap over. Okay, some changes coming through. Oh, MVP.
Okay, Bianca Soldier. That's been a while.
Don't you debate me.
See, this is why you don't get excited. This is why I say, is Zarya really even shooting a gun?
It's not quad. It's not quad. It's triple.
Okay,
but still,
we're 3/4 of the way there, Achilios.
It's looking good.
See, my lead up was much safer. Might annoy people who enjoy 3-3, but
Rockets coming down from above. Yaki looking for a pick. Overall, the first one eliminated here as Highly finds that kill, but it will be Krong popped out of the mech. Bianca will burn that one down, but he himself will be taken out by this very angry Zenyatta, who has got a sliver of HP remaining. Somebody sees him nail him once with a rocket, he would have fallen, but does get topped back up. Yaki now taking some hits. Climax will find some decent accuracy here with those right clicks from the ground. Barrage going to be online.
Is in a really nice spot here.
Oh, Bianca's giving up on the soldier. Wrap around the back. Barrage still ready to go, looking for the boop, and Highly yet. He's going to get taken down. Barrage dropped in. Fence Matrix will help absorb a bit more of that, but Yaki still does come up with a double, follows in for the triple. And that is going to be O2 team getting wiped. DP Space will go ahead and start charging forward.
They didn't need the soldier anymore. Yaki was doing enough on his own. Tuba's got the EMP ready now. Climax swapping over to the McCree to try to deal with both the Pharah and the flanking Sombra, but is killed immediately before he can even fire a second round there on the McCree. So that's not a good look. Yaki controls the skies now, halfway to another barrage, which could be probably is going to be paired with the EMP that Tuba still holds. A little bit tougher to build EMP charges on this patch.
LeBron, Tuba stomping Highly, gets the kill there onto Arrow. Now Rain gone. No supports whatsoever. Strong in the back, just going to get staggered here in the end, or I guess they kind of have to kill him immediately just to get the cart roll through. Climax does manage to find one, but Oberon is just hounding everybody left and right. So we'll find completion here on A. 4 minutes, 5 seconds in the time bank right now as they start pushing through the street space. Tuba going to be swapping off the Sombra. Yaki, however, with the barrage, may just be sticking with the Pharah for a little bit longer, but as I say that,
he was definitely appealing to his team about that. He was like, well, should I grab this barrage and then swap off after? And he was also probably thinking, if I show myself a Pharah, they might stick with the McCree longer, so get a little bit of an ult charge advantage for the Zarya, but it doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, Fuse had already swapped over onto Lucio anyway, so wouldn't have that Mercy back into the pharmacy. Stun in, rally from the back as they wrap around. Bomb comes down. Climax has a bubble up to absorb. He's going to be saying thank you for the energy here. No picks to be found for Bianca. Cart advancing forward, bubble in. Wiley going to be diving onto the back. Takes Undyne down to about half, but he cannot finish him off. Needs a little bit more follow-up damage. Trying to execute him. Primal Rage out from Oberon. Looking for a target. Does have that side of the map that he can get some knockoffs, but he's not really able to angle anybody over towards that. Warpack still coming through. O2 team in the meantime are able to contest the cart and stop it from moving. Bomb thrown in. Krong not going to be able to find any picks other than Bianca's spec. Will make it back through safely. And that's going to be cleanup time as O2 stabilizes here at the choke.
Yeah, they certainly do. And they've got the grab. So remember last time we were in this scenario, there was no grab for Yaki, but Oberon went for the shatter out in the mine shaft. It didn't work out. He got stunned and blocked there. That's all she writes, right? So this time, we're going to see if Climax wants to commit to the choke here on the ramp. He does not. He's staying on the high ground. He wants to get this from above.
Trying to find the opportunity. Defense Matrix being used here at the moment. Slams it down. Does lock them up. That sentence out from Undyne. Keeps them topped up, highly using his as well. Now sound barrier used by O2. They want to win this fight. They want to maintain control of the card, but Arrow will get picked off here at the beginning. Climax trying to escape, pushing forward, nearly getting pinned there. They shoved further back by Oberon with that charge. But O2 team do have to retreat back inside the garage. Krong will get popped out. Wiley nearly killed off. He'll be able to escape with his life, but MVP Space can bring up the card.
Yeah, I just don't know if that grab used like that was actually the best thing O2 could have done with that. And MVP Space just played around it. His fuse is just like, you know, he's like, I could climb Mount Everest like this, but he's just up there looking to knock them off if they come out of the mine shaft from above. That's exactly what he looks to do. Climax bubbles though.
Primal Rage and Graviton Surge with his lockup. Wiley, everyone can focus fire him. Take him down very swiftly, jumping around the Madman Rain, trying to keep things contested here on the card. Double coming down, Rain looping back the Rhine. It does keep him at bay, but he cannot stop the card from rolling through to B. 2:40 on the clock. MVP Space is looking for completion. We need a very rapid push to beat O2's time bank, but if they can even finish the map of time, you know, left, that would still be quite good for them.
Yeah, certainly. It's going to be tough to, like, practically impossible at this point to match the time bank, but, you know, as you say, they need to finish this really more than anything else to make sure they don't lose the map. Oberon's nearly at this shatter. He's kind of flanking around looking for an angle. One swing will get it. There it is, but he can't get behind Wiley's shield.
Got it ready to go. The Zarya bubble has been used. He's just going to throw it down, and Wiley dropped it. Didn't see it coming. Locks him up. Graviton Surge out, however, from the side of O2 team. Trying to drop in the bomb, but Krong will not be able to find any picks. The card is going to keep advancing.
Yeah, that was a really coordinated attempt by MVP Space, throwing that shatter under the card. Super well done.
Stun there on a Wiley. Yet again, going to be saved by Climax. Going to be trying to build up for another grab. Yaki now has his online, throws it down. Transcendence in from Highly. Trying to keep them all topped up. Now Undyne using his own sound barrier out from Rain. O2 team taking control of the card here. Wiley dropping the hammer. Shield comes up, blocks the majority of it. They still lock up one member of MVP Space, but they cannot get the kill. Arrow gets killed. Now Krong going to be taken down. Hart keeps inching forward. O2 do have the advantage here with the time bank by about 30 seconds, but MVP Space, they want a second chance. They want to go ahead and close things out, and it seems like they will be able to. No one can tag in here.
Now on the extra rounds here, it's tough to make the same gamble that MVP Space did with the Pharah, Soldier, Sombra, triple DPS, because you have a smaller time bank. If it doesn't hit the mark as well, it can snowball as quickly, so fast that Bianca can swap back to the Diva. I mean, it was really successful. It doesn't work out like that, then you don't really have time to swap over to Zarya, etc. So I don't think we'll see it unless they're feeling really lucky. You know, if they want to press the other Google search button and just take the first thing that comes, the first result, then sure. I mean, that could win them the map if it snowballs. But it's, I think, better to play safe than sorry in a situation like this. When you have 40 seconds smaller time bank, obviously for the defender, you want to trade up on ults because you don't want to let the cart roll away from you. You as the defender has the same fear that if you're going to have to swap, then you're going to be behind an ult. And if they're just pushing on overtime on the cart forever and ever and ever and grabbing you and stopping you, then you're going to feel terrible about that. So on the defense, there's not even a choice. MVP shows the Sombra Genji for now. But I mean, it is pretty risky to try to pull that off with 1 minute and 7 seconds.
All right, well, just the scout here. They do see Climax playing forward. There'll be a swap over fully to the 3-3. Not enough time. Already under a minute here for MVP space, so cannot fool around. Just have to go for the standard play.
Ooh, nice little flank here by Bianca, pushing Krong out.
Trying to displace him. Wiley almost up a little bit too far there. Trade up some nice damage onto Oberon, but now Krong has to cut his way back.
He's out of the fight.
Alive.
That was actually a huge play by Bianca.
He's back and he goes over, he gets that health pack, but now Wiley gone. Well, he was just the only tank up into the front line. Bianca comes up with a double kill. Triple now as arrow gets dropped. Bianca is just slaughtering O2 team.
Oh man, he won that whole fight for them. He forced Krong to use his D-Matrix early, which put him low, then got him out of the fight. So before Krong could re-enter, while he's getting healed and obviously getting that D-Matrix back up, everyone on O2 got low, and then Bianca came in and cleaned all the kills. They're going to look for one more collapse here on the high ground, down to stop them. But Yaki's already slowing them on that.
Straight across the gate here, the bridge rather, on top of Big Earls. Cart's still advancing for free. O2 have to drop down, will now match it here from behind. Wiley stunned up, instantly dropped down below half HP. Truck comes back up, Wiley getting going forward. Transcendence is out from both of these Zenyatas. OT ticking through the shadow, not gonna find anything for Oberon. Wiley with one of his own will catch the entire team, but now they need the kills. Yaki, the first one taken down. No grab to be used here, it would seem, for MVP space, unless they can extend this fight even further. Bomb up into the air from Krong, looking for the block. Bianca can get knocked out of his mech. Hughes comes back through to try to contest this one. Bianca running around, doing his damages, but will not be enough. The OT bar starting to plummet. Somebody else tags in for a moment. They are able to keep this contested for a little bit longer, but there you go. They do get stopped just before point A.
This is not a comfortable position for MVP space after this push, but it's definitely a winnable position.
Sure.
And you could feel very good that at least you didn't get super halted early. You didn't get caught off. Bianca made the big plays there. The swoop around to catch Krong at a bad angle where Krong had to react, turn around and D-Matrix and then retreat and then boost away while taking damage. I mean, it's a small thing, but that one move from Bianca really turned things around for, well, not even turned things around, but really pushed things forward for MVP space. For O2 now, I think you just have to run the same thing and hope that you can do it more efficiently. Hope that when you swing around that corner to Big Earls, that you win that fight. You pass A and you win the map. There's no innovation to be had here, I think. Even if you have 44 more seconds, the same issues I was talking about earlier about running triple or quad DPS here, they're still relevant. Because we're not talking about a normal time bank here. We're talking about 144.
Yeah. Well, Climax probably just going to be going for the first shot. Arrow will be scouting with a Sonic Arrow. But otherwise, it'll just be a swap over onto the 3-3. If Climax can pick off somebody, especially one of the supports, get rid of that Brigada, suddenly things are looking rather good. Arrow? Okay, he's actually pushing forward with this.
Okay. I was going to say the Sonic Arrow could spot for Climax to get that opening shot too, but
okay, there we go.
Yeah, you were right in the end. They just looked for something a little bit further.
Yeah, they cheesed it a little bit longer than I was expecting. But now they need to get the cart rolling.
Now they're going to try to use this container to jump down on top of MVP space, but MVP space already scouted this and is posturing away from it. They're not pushing the cart, and they don't have positional advantage anymore. This is lose-lose for O2.
Yeah, they have to get their way over there. They have to stay alive. If they lose anybody, they're going to be completely disconnected from the rest of the squad. And that would be a reset. Oh, nearly get the poop off the side of the map there. Krong's mech still in shambles. Will be able to retreat for the moment.
Time is ticking quickly, and O2 cannot get behind the cart, cannot get on top of it. Highly super low, cannot even build charge right now.
Yeah, getting ripped up. Does nearly have that Transcendence online, and Undyne will get picked off. Rain finding that kill. That could be what breaks it here. The defensive MVP space will be crumbling over on Yaki. Now Tuba, everybody going to be taken out. O2, they play it out patiently, but MVP Space will be able to regroup. They will be able to recontest this card before it gets to the finish.
Arrow's had a great night on the Brigida. He was the one who pulled the trigger. He had the, he saw the green light there when everyone was low in MVP Space. Got the opening kill. They're going to have to use this grab efficiently here now, though, to maintain control of the cart because they're not there yet. This is not over by any means, despite that team wipe.
Both teams nearly with full ultimates. The Shadow's going to be big. They're looking to try to take somebody down, but the Transcendence is in from Highly. Now the Sound Barrier in from Rain, looking to extend things. MVP Space still holding on to both of their support ultimates, only having used the rally. Graviton Surge comes down, Undyne immediately pops up with the Transcendence, the charge coming through. Shield block up from Oberon, now the Sound Barrier in, and responding Shatter in from Wiley is absolutely massive. Tuba going to be taken down, Arrow getting chunked out in the meantime. Bianca nearly knocked out of the mech. Arrow pushing forward, swinging away, Oberon falling low, now eliminated. Climax comes up with a kill. MVP Space might not be able to close this out with a 4-0, which hurts their chances of trying to take first place in this group next week when they face off against Runaway. The cart is a couple feet away. Fuse gonna get booped back. Bianca jumps down, instantly killed off, and that will be the finish. O2 can at least go out on a slight high note. They get a map win.
This season has been so different from our last two in terms of four-map, comebacks, I guess, or the fourth map.
Yeah, getting the win on Escort.
Yeah, like the Escort wins for the losing team have been quite high this season, whereas in the past it always just felt like the fourth map was almost a formality that wasn't even relevant to be played. It was just one more point for the winning team. But we have seen a lot of upsets regarding that this regular season in Season 3.
Yep.
O2 are able to not only prove that they could take a map off of MVP Space with this, but they're able to deal with MVP Space running triple DPS fairly well. They're able to do it with 3-3 versus 3-3 in those extra rounds, as well as on their own attack. They did not have to cheese MVP Space to steal this win. They did not have to show quad DPS. They did it with the same comp they've been trying to run and trying to defeat MVP Space with all night. And I think that says something about this squad and their tenacity and their shifted focus back to standard play rather than thinking outside the box. And they did it also on a night where Humbaba is not even able to play. He's sick. They did it with Climax flexing onto the Zarya and with Krong onto the D.Va. It's not enough to take the series, and they do fall down to 1-3 in the group, but it was certainly a good try.
Yep. A fine attempt. O2. They made that very competitive compared to some of their last two series, really, where it was back-to-back 0-4 losses. At some points in those matches, not even really close at all, especially versus Runaway. It was very one-sided. So was a level-up performance from them. I want to say it harmed them a bit to not have Humbaba in the mix, but they did a very good job despite Krong having to play the D.Va. So overall, a fairly admirable performance from them, but unfortunately not enough to get a victory, just a single map win. So MVP with this series victory do get locked in for the round of 8. That was their third victory here on the season. Yes, because it's week 4. That's right. I can math.
They're 3-1 now.
So yeah, they are 3-1. So they are locked in for the round of 8, and there's only 2 more slots in Group A.
Yeah, so there you go.
Getting closer and closer to figuring it out. And I think Geekstar plays against WGS.
I believe that's correct, yeah.
So in theory, Geekstar themselves could be locked in for the playoffs as of tomorrow.
Yeah, we could have everything kind of sorted out for the most part.
I think it would just be that final slot, really.
Yeah. We'll have to take a look at the standings to really lock that down. But look, I think MVP had a